Praises of Lord Yama and his followers. Chapter 8. Lord Yama and his followers. Just the sound of this seems scary. Yama is a Sanskrit word that means ghost king. The Chinese or the Indians consider southern Jammu to consist of 10 Yama lords in Asia. But this sutra is actually referring to more than the Yama lords in China, India, or Asia in general. It is referring to all the Yama lords throughout the universe. There is a Lord Yama in each world, so there is infinitely many Yama lords. Some Yama lords come from other worlds, some come from certain planets, some come from the moon, some come from the Iron Ring Mountain. In short, where there are human beings, there are Yama lords. Where there are no human beings, there are no Yama lords. How come? Without humans, there are no ghosts. Without ghosts, there are no Buddhas. That would be a world without Buddhas. Since that world has no Buddhas, it has no Yama lords. The key lies with humans. Without human beings, there's nothing. Human beings control the world, create everything, are in need of everything, and use everything. Without people, essentially, there would be no Buddhas, no Bodhisattvas, no hungry ghosts, no animals, and not anything in this world. Everything is made by people. What made people? People are made from the mind. Not only does the mind create people, but the mind can also create heaven and earth, hungry ghosts and animals, and everything else. The 10 Dharma realms are made from the mind alone. The mind creates the 10 Dharma realms and destroys the 10 Dharma realms too. The Amitabha Sutra says, everyone who wishes to know all Buddhas throughout the 3 periods of time should contemplate the nature of the Dharma realm. Everything is made from the mind alone. Our mind consists of as many miscellaneous thoughts as waves on water. These miscellaneous thoughts express all the mountains, rivers, and great earth in the world. Everything is created by people's false thoughts. People's false thoughts are as numerous as dust motes. They are dust motes outside because we have false thoughts inside. Without false thoughts inside, the dust motes outside are empty. Even the atoms that compose the dust motes are empty. Wherever there are human beings, there are ghosts, there are Buddhas, and hence there are Yama lords. Not only are there Yama lords, but his followers too. Praises. What does this chapter praise? It praises the great awesome might of Earth's Bodhisattva's inconceivable wisdom and states. This is the 8th chapter in this sutra. At that time, from within the Iron Ring Mountain, Lord Yama and his following of infinite gods, kings, came before the Buddha in the Trayastrimsha Heaven. They were the Ghost King Evil Poison, the Ghost King Many Evils, the Ghost King Great Argument, the Ghost King White Tiger, the Ghost King Blood Tiger, the Ghost King Crimson Tiger, the Ghost King Spreading Disaster, the Ghost King Flying Body, the Ghost King Lightning Flash, the Ghost King Wolf Tooth, the Ghost King Thousand Eyes, the Ghost King Animal Eater, the Ghost King Rock Bearer, the Ghost King Lord of Bad News, the Ghost King Lord of Calamities, the Ghost King Lord of Food, the Ghost King Lord of Wealth, the Ghost King Lord of Domestic Animals, the Ghost King Lord of Birds, the Ghost King Lord of Beasts, the Ghost King Lord of Mountain Sprites, the Ghost King Lord of Birth, the Ghost King Lord of Life, the Ghost King Lord of Sickness, the Ghost King Lord of Danger, the Ghost King 3 Eyes, the Ghost King 4 Eyes, the Ghost King 5 Eyes, the Ghost King Chili Shu, the Great Ghost King Chili Shu, the Ghost King Chili Cha, the Great Ghost King Chili Cha, the Ghost King Nur Cha, the Great Ghost King Nur Cha, and other such great ghost kings. With them were hundreds of thousands of minor ghost kings who dwelt throughout Jambudvipa, each presiding over certain predictions. Commentary. At that time, from within the Iron Ring Mountain, in the sea of flower treasury walls, human beings live in the lotus banner world on the 33rd layer. There are 7 gold mountains outside the lotus banner world. Outside of the 7 gold mountains, there are 7 fragrant seas. This iron ring mountain composed of metallic matter sits outside of the 7 fragrant seas. In this iron ring mountain, there are Lord Rama in his following of infinite ghost kings. Lord Rama is like Jesus in saying that he is the Son of God. He also calls himself the Son of God. An emperor in the human realm also refers to himself as the Son of God. But which Son of God is it, greater or lesser? There is not anyone that is greater or lesser who named them sons of God. The Buddha acknowledged that a Yama Lord would be a son of God. The Buddha also acknowledged that an emperor can call himself a son of God. Jesus is the only one who bestowed a title on himself. Indulging in his fancies, he named himself Son of God. No one will object if I say I am the Son of God, but I do not enjoy being Son of God. It is not worth it. Why does Lord Yama like this unworthy title? It is because that is his business. After Buddhist monks are ordained as bishops and receive their precepts, they are teachers for gods and humans. They are the master in the heavens and human realm. Not only can they be sons of gods, they can be the grand master of sons of gods, which is why I say that title is not worth much. They can be for the Buddha in the Trayastrimsha Heaven, since the Buddha was speaking the Dharma for his mother in the Trayastrimsha Heaven. Lord Yama and Ghost Kings came here to listen to the sutra. They were the Ghost King Evil Poison. Among the Ghost Kings, there is one called Ghost King Evil Poison. This Ghost King is the worst. How? He is extremely vicious, evil, and venomous. He wants to swallow any being he sees in one gulp. Is he not harsh? He is mean in thought and vicious in speech, which means that he deals with bad people rather than good people. Bad people mean psychologically and mean verbally, so they can only be dealt with through viciousness and meanness. You are evil, but he is even more evil than you. You are venomous, but he is even more venomous than you. Do not think this God King Evil Poison is someone we need to fear. Do not be afraid. As long as you recite the Buddha's name, he will be respectful. If you do not recite the Buddha's name, his hatred will arise. Once you recite the Buddha's name, he will not be evil anymore. Once you recite the sutras, he becomes good too. So, no need to be afraid of him as long as you recite the Buddha's name, recite the sutra, develop the resolve for Bodhi, and however evil he may be, he no longer will be. And however venomous he may be, he no longer will be. He turns into a Dharma protector. Why? The Ghost King Evil Poison appears to look like an evil and poisonous Ghost King, but has a heart of a Bodhisattva's compassion. He uses corrupt and vicious methods to save living beings. Otherwise, why would be he with Son of God Yama? Son of God Yama does the same. Although this Ghost King is named Evil Poison, he is not really evil and poisonous. He is respectful to Buddhists, so do not be afraid of him. If you mention my name in particular, saying, my master is so-and-so, he will definitely give you face. Why? I signed a contract with him. I said, as long as any of my disciples come to you and mention my name, you must hand all their offenses to me. As long as you mention me, I guarantee he will not poison you. The Ghost King Many Evils. Although Ghost King Evil Poison is evil and poisonous, he is not evil enough and not poisonous enough. There is also the Ghost King Many Evils who incurs countless evils to counteract living beings who do countless evils. I believe all of you have not changed your forms for the better so that you will not be so evil. How is this Ghost King Many Evils evil? He does things such as murdering his father, murdering his mother, murdering our hearts, wrecking the harmony of the Sangha, and shedding the blood of a Buddha. The Ghost King Great Argument. In just debates in particular, he can provide an argument where there is no argument to speak of. He counteracts unreasonable debaters who insist that they have a good reason. They obviously broke the precepts, but they say they did not. They lie and cheat others. This Ghost King Great Argument deals with this type of pupil, so be careful. Remember not to see the Ghost King Great Argument, because when you do, you will see anything basis for your argument, because he is great at arguing. The Ghost King White Tiger. This Ghost King has the body of ghost but the head of a white tiger. The Ghost King Blood Tiger has a tiger head that is bleeding. The Ghost King Crimson Tiger is a red all over and has the head of a tiger. Why do these Ghost Kings have tiger heads? They want to look beastly and horrifying so that anyone who has committed the 10 evils and the 5 rebellious acts will tremble in fear. The Ghost Kings spreading disaster. Disasters are inauspicious events. He makes these things happen to you. Accidents, thefts, fights, and others result as a part of cause and effect. Everything has its cause and effect. Results occur due to some cause. The Ghost King Flying Body. This Ghost King can fly anywhere without having to buy an air ticket or a ride on a rocket. He can fly faster than a rocket. Anyone who wants to fly, to learn to fly, should go and find the Ghost King Flying Body. This Ghost King has such great skills. The Ghost King Lightning Flash. His eyes are as bright as a lightning flash. The Ghost King Wolf Tooth. This Ghost King has the vicious wolf-like teeth grown outside of his mouth. The Ghost King Thousand Eyes does not have the same eyes as a thousand-handed and thousand-yelled Bodhisattva. This type of ghost has a lot of horns on them. These horns are similar to ox horns, but on each tip of the horn is an eye. How is the eye grown? It is concave and grows out of the bone. There is no flesh around the eye, only an eye inset in his body. So when you look over, it is like a really bright flash of light. The Ghost King Animal Eater. What does this Ghost King eat in particular? It eats animals. What kind of animals? It may eat tigers or any animal that is vicious. The Ghost King Rock Bearer. To show how strong he is, this type of Ghost King carries a rock as heavy as several tens of thousands of pounds. When he sees someone who has committed offenses, he smashes the person with this large piece of rock so that his person is flattened into a real thin pancake.